So first of all, what can
Okay.
you tell us about the last time that you talked with or heard from Kelly? What was her state of mind? How is she doing as a person?
To be completely honest with you, I received a call from her daughter and from her sister, and they were very concerned about the fact that they had not heard from Kelly. Initially, I think that the thought was that Kelly was just taking some time to heal. I was really surprised when I saw the TMZ article today. Just like everyone else is, her sister is a wreck, and I would want someone, to stand with me in a time such as this. So I'm just very hopeful that Kelly is safe and that Kelly is, healing.
Mhm.
This is terrible. We're all kind of taken by surprise. I talked to Kelly probably a few months before she got sick. Like everybody else in the media, when we saw her say that she had COVID, we were very concerned. And our group started to book dates that Kelly was supposed to play. So I got super concerned about it after that
Mm.
and reached out to her family. And this is what we know.
So, of course, you're a close family friend. Do you guys know if authorities are currently conducting a search for her right now? I know she's been listed as a missing person.
Yeah, from what I understand, she is listed as a missing person. Her sister has been frantic. I wish that she could get on here and express for herself how she feels right now. Kelly is listed as a missing person, but again, I'm just prayerful that we find her. That this is just a misunderstanding. I cannot imagine why she hasn't reached out to her family, but I am hoping and praying that this is just a misunderstanding. It's just, as you can imagine, I'm at a loss for words.
I mean, we all are. We all are. She's been missing for quite some time now. So, what are the
Yeah.
thoughts of the family? What are the feelings of the family right now?
I really hate to speak for the family because I see Sean Ray on here. Unfortunately, there's an audio issue. She can't speak right now, but I know that she's very concerned. She asked if I would please join her tonight because she's so concerned. And she is Kelly's only remaining sister, next of kin. She is her older sister. She did a welfare check, from what I understand, on Saturday, and there was no response. From what I understand, the police did, try to reach her. There was no response. Again, I'm just very, very prayerful that Kelly is okay. That's what we're praying for, and we're waiting for more information. I know her daughter and her son are both concerned as well, as are all the people who love and care about Kelly. I'm very, very concerned. So prayerful that we will hear from her soon.
Indeed. And all of us here at BNC are praying right along with you guys. But we just know Kelly Price as the award-winning singer, a big voice,
Yeah.
a major personality, an accomplished
Hmm.
individual. Fill us in on
Yes.
how she is as a person, what she like as a friend, what she like when the lights
Oh
are
my
off and the.
God, that's my girl. Kelly is straight no chaser. She's one of the most talented singers on the planet. Kelly is a fiercely independent woman. I think we all know her as one of the greatest voices of our time, which is why it's so important that we hear from her, especially in this era where there's so many people going missing and there's so little response to it. In this situation, I'm glad that all hands are on deck. I'm
Mhm.
glad that everyone is reaching out. But Kelly is a beautiful human being. She has a lot of people who love her, who respect her, and who want to see her home safely. So I'm prayerful. She's a praying woman. So I know whatever it is that she's going through, she's praying herself through it. And we're just hopeful that her family can get the peace that they deserve. Again, I'm here at their request to just kind of help walk them through this. I do know that they are very, very concerned about her. So I hope that with all the attention that this is getting, that we hear from her.
Mhm.
Because everybody's concerned. I think I speak on behalf of the entire industry and all the fans of Kelly's music. We are all very concerned.
And just as the black community in general, we're talking about Jelani Day and the idea of black people going missing all the time,
Yes.
and there not being very
Hmm.
much coverage. So how can people help? We have social media,
Oh my
everyone has their own
gosh.
brands. How can we help?
Yes. I think it is so important that influencers and celebrities, I mean, it's a very fine line, and I don't want anybody to have a problem with me, but I use my platform every chance I get. I have a foundation, from the bottom up .org, from the bottom up foundation.org. We have right now a page with, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 missing girls in Detroit, unbelievable how many people go missing and how little attention that it gets. So when this happened to our sister Kelly Price, I think it was just a natural reaction for her family to reach out and say, "Hey, Nicci, please, how do we navigate this?" And again, anyone who's missing deserves attention.
Mhm.
Kelly Price is a legend, so obviously there are a bunch of people trying to figure out what's going on now, and hopefully this will be a very good ending. But for so many people, the ending is not so great,
Mhm.
and there are a lot of young Black women and boys that are missing that nobody is looking for right now, and that is completely ridiculous and out of control. No shade or slight to Gabby, but at the end of the day, Black lives and Black people who are missing matter as much.
Mhm.
And there are several women all over the world, all over the United States, and in Detroit in particular, I will say,
Mhm.
that are missing right now. And we need to just figure out, get to the bottom of it.
Mhm. Well said, ma'am. And as the Black community, we stand with you guys. We support you. You guys are not
Thank
alone in
you.
this situation. So everyone, that is
Thank you.
Nicci Gilbert Daniels, friend of Kelly Price. And of course, we told you that we
Thank
had some
you.
technical difficulties. We're going to go to a break right now, and we're going to try to get Kelly's sister, Sean Ray Cherie Price, right after the break. Stay with us and pray for Kelly Price. Welcome back to After 6, everyone. So we have breaking news right now. Singer Kelly Price is missing. Before the break, we talked with one of her friends, Nicci Gilbert, and she's the lead singer of the group Brownstone. And I do believe that we are going to bring Nicci back as we are trying to get some technical issues fixed with her sister, Sean Ray Cherie Price. So, let's go right back to the beginning. What was the last thing that you heard from your bestie, from your BF? What do you remember? What was the last thing?
Kelly is my sister in song, indeed. Just we were actually talking about something completely unrelated to this, which I won't reveal, our conversation, but she was excited about a lot of things happening in her life. Kelly just recently lost both her parents. She lost her younger sister. She lost her grandmother. So it was really more about, helping her work through the losses of so many people. Just, hey, sis, I'm here for you. Um, Outside of that, it was the same thing that I think everyone else saw in social media, which was that she was battling COVID. I do know that, I don't want to get into her personal medical information. That will be something that her sister will share. But she had a really tough battle with COVID. And that is the reason why her children were so concerned.
Hmm.
So when her daughter reached out to me, we did have a very detailed conversation. I'm really not at liberty to share that. I think it's better coming from a family member.
Yeah.
But as someone who cares about Kelly in this industry, I was available for anything they needed. And when they asked me to be here on their behalf tonight,
Hmm.
with no question,
Hmm.
I'm here.
Oh, of course.
We need to find Kelly Price.
Yeah, yeah. And again, it's important that we put the onus on anyone out there that is watching. We are a global community. We have the ability to affect
Yes,
change. We've seen that with the whole George Floyd situation. So let
yes.
people know, if they're just tuning in, how can they be of service and how can we help move this story forward?
Well, from what I understand, the Cobb County Police Department, they're the people who actually issued the missing persons. So you can contact the Cobb County Police Department. I don't know the name of the detective. I know that Kelly's sister, who unfortunately, for technical difficulties, isn't here tonight. But please contact the Cobb County Police Department if you have any information. Spread the word so that if this is just some sort of weird misunderstanding, that Kelly knows at this point that everybody loves her and everyone is concerned for her. And we are all here to make sure that she is, her family knows that she is safe and sound. And that is the most important thing. I started to get a lot of calls from people that I know that are very close to Kelly, her former manager, Gabby, just a few other people who were like, this isn't like Kelly, Nicci. And I think at that point, we all got very serious about pursuing, trying to, locate her
Hmm.
and hope that she is healing and healthy and safe.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's what we do in this situation, Nicci. You're doing the right thing. We speak it into
Yes,
existence, put it in the atmosphere, and this thing is going to turn around.
absolutely.
Now, if you're just joining
Absolutely. I
us,
can't accept anything else.
yes, Nicci, I'm just going to recap if people are just joining us here. We're talking about missing singer Kelly Price. Family says that they haven't seen or heard from her since early August when she was in the hospital dealing with COVID-19. Metro Atlanta authorities are saying that Kelly lives in Atlanta, and she was listed as a missing person after a welfare check was done at her home. So again, Nicci, I want to, ask you again. We know that she was in the hospital. Now we don't know where she
Mhm.
is, but we know who we're thinking about. We know who we're talking about. We know who we're praying for. So, tell people that are watching just what type of person your friend is.
She is, again, like I said, just a dynamic sister. She is a prayerful sister. She is rooted in her faith in every sense of the word. She is someone who is assertive and knows what she wants, has been in this industry and contributed a tremendous amount of great talent, and paid a lot of dues in music. Kelly has two amazing children who miss their mom, who are praying for their mother. She has a sister who is an incredible woman who is really concerned about her sister. I spoke with her today, and she literally was, as you can imagine, anybody would be.